Daylight, my MVVs, welcome. Yes, so it is said that the right time to slap a king is when the fly sits on his cheeks. Report reaching us right now is that the Ooni of Ife's palace shock as Oletik splashed tears everywhere after she returned back to palace while Oni is in seclusion only to be ushered into the Olori's quarters. Now, the last time we heard anything about Oletik was that the Oni of Ife was very upset over the fact that she was instrumental to sending Olori Naomi's passport to Olori. And at that time, Naomi had not returned back to the country. They said Oni of Ife got really upset and asked her to go to her family house for the time being. And they said Oni of Ife also sold her mansion in Ikoyi to serve as a deterrent to her and others to know that you will not always do things and come back to say sorry, because one of the major reasons why it does seem as if these women are going away with everything is because when they come back to, apologize to the king sees it like, okay, these are all women things. We do not need to take it to heart. Let's go ahead. And that is his mental disposition about women. And so these women prey on the Ooni of Ife's vulnerability. I don't know if I should call that vulnerability or just kind-heartedness, but they prey on it. And this time, something very bad was done to the Ooni of Ife. It may not be that bad, but he felt really bad because of how it affected him. Olori Naomi was able to fly out of the country with Tadenika, even without the consent of Ooni of Ife. And that happened because they gave her back her passport. And that happens to be one thing Ooni of Ife said he was never going to forgive them for. And he eventually sent Oletik to go back and stay in the family's house, and also sold her mansion in Ikoyi, as we are hearing. So the report that is making the rounds on social media right now is that soon as the Ooni of Ife entered seclusion is a time where, Ooni of Ife gets to spend time and commune with the spirit of his ancestors. And so no disturbance whatsoever, no phone calls, no responding to messages and all of that. Like he has entered seclusion like in 2 days. Today should be the second day or the third day since he entered seclusion. This seclusion is supposed to last for 7 days before he comes out. And so they say soon as the Ooni of Ife entered seclusion, Oletik came back to the palace. But of course, maybe she didn't realize that the Giesi elders have taken over affairs of the palace, especially at the time where Ooni of Ife will not be in the palace. So when she came into the palace, they allowed the vehicle that brought her to enter the palace, and she was trying to settle back into her apartment when an elder spokesperson came back to tell her that she will have to be going to the Olori's mansion, and they say she started crying. And according to her, an event or what has not been substantiated until the Ooni of Ife comes back. She said before Ooni of Ife left to enter seclusion that she had spoken to her husband. Her husband had already forgiven her, and her husband told her to move back in. But the Giesi elders are saying, okay, you have to stay in the Olori's quarters for 7 days until your husband comes back. But however, you do know that you go back to the Olori's quarters or you sign out of the palace completely. Now, this is because Giesi elders have taken over the affairs of the palace. In the last couple of years, like 2-3 years now, it's been buzz up and down. We all know how Ooni of Ife became king and the struggle from marginalization to where he is right now. And the Giesi house, the Giesi ruling house, is not ready to throw everything, with everything that is happening in the palace. Now, from what we are hearing, the Giesi elders are well aware that should anything go wrong with the reign of Adeyeye, it's going to affect them and this is not something they are ready to risk. The risk is getting too much, and the fact that over the years Kabiyesi has not been able to deal with this issue is said to be the reason why they are taking charge of events in the palace. One of those events that they are very, very sure that they must sit on is the event of the wife. The wives are the reason why Olori Naomi is not there, and Olori Naomi happens to be an integral part of the Ooni's family, both spiritually and otherwise. They are knitted together spiritually by virtue of the things or the covenants that Kabiyesi has made time and time again. The 14 rituals that Olori Naomi went through with Kabiyesi and all of that. So to just dismiss Naomi like that is not going to be a tea party affair, because it's going to affect the Ooni of Ife a great deal. And because the Giesi elders are aware of how this can affect the throne, they are doing everything that is within their power to get Naomi back into the palace of the Ooni of Ife. Even though we know that it's been quite difficult with Naomi's uncle. The uncle for some reason, doesn't want Naomi to go back to that family. The uncle feels that that is not a good place for Olori Naomi to be. The uncle feels that Olori Naomi will be happy, hale and hearty if she is out of that family because of the pressure that that brings upon Olori Naomi. Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Dela Ram. I bring you fresh and spicy gist from the sources still on the royals. How are you guys doing? I appreciate you guys so much. Sheo Adukwe, my people. If you're yet to subscribe, kindly go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and do not forget to turn on the notification bell, and do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. I appreciate each and every one of you so much. It's not a small something as we have heard what is going on right now. They say that Oletik came back and she was very, very upset that they asked her to go into Olori mansion. Now, it's important to understand that other Oloris are still in the palace of the Ooni of Ife. They said the Giesi elders gave them 7 days. Well, by that 7 days, Ooni of Ife would be out, so it doesn't begin to look as though they move the Oloris while Ooni of Ife is not around. And so they have given them 7 days to arrange their things and decide on what to do, whether to go out of the life of Ooni of Ife completely, which is something the Giesi elders will help them sign out, or if they are ready to go to the Olori mansion. So by so doing, Oletik was just coming back while Ooni was in seclusion to see how she can fit in again. They told her, no, you cannot stay here. You have to go to the Olori mansion. If you do not like to be in the Olori mansion, you can as well go back to your family house and wait there till Kabiyesi comes out, because right now it's beginning to look like if Kabiyesi comes out, there's nothing Kabiyesi can do under the circumstances. The stress is still going to be the same. They have the right to make all of these decisions because they are indeed trying to protect their throne. So right now, Letik has been so upset over the fact that they didn't allow her into the palace, that they didn't allow her stay there. As we are speaking now, from what we are hearing, they say that she moved into the Olori mansion again. She's going to wait there until Ooni of Ife comes out. Then she'll make a decision on what she wants to do, whether she wants to stay in the marriage or leave, because Giesi elders gave them just 2 options. It's either you stay with Ooni of Ife or you leave Ooni of Ife. However you choose to do it, you will leave and go back to the Olori mansion, a place where Ooni of Ife has designed properly, spent so much money for you guys to stay in. You must stay there. If you do not want to stay there, then you are indeed ready to live the life of the Ooni of Ife. I'm going to bring you more updates. Do not forget, these are all alleged, rumored, and speculated information making the rounds on social media.